interesting set of updates. We have a couple of interesting things to share with everyone, and I have just started my screen share, and I hope everyone can see that. All right, so getting quickly into the agenda for today. One update that we have is on the. If you look at our current, if you look at the integrations, we added a new event set for whenever an asset changes its grade. So if there is a CVSS grade which is D and it becomes C, that's something that's added new now. And you'll see that that is if you look at the screenshot I'm sharing, you can see that there's a change in asset grade. Is something that we just added here. If I go to the next screen, you'll see that the same thing is also, if you look at the alerts menu, you will see that popping up in alerts. And when you click on that particular alert, you can also see the actual event alert that's created. And I'm sorry, and you can also see the details of that particular event that's created. And moving on, you can also see the ConnectWise integration here. So the ConnectWise integration ticket is also, you can see that for whenever an asset changes its grade in an external scan. So that's something that's added new. Another thing that in this release that we have made it very big is the fact that a lot of people have asked us for the fact that whenever you create a new user and the user gets a notification saying that your account is created, the notification comes from the branding is Connect Secure. So that was been a request from partners saying that is something that we need to fix. And in this update, we have taken care of that, and you'll see that any notification for whenever a new user is created, that is something that goes with the partner branding for the company branding. So you'll see that out here. So that's again something that's been added in this particular release. Another couple of things is we have been frequently asked is whenever you look at the user list in global settings, you don't see the login method. As in, how are people coming? Are they coming through single sign-on or the local auth login? So we have added a new column here, which allows you to know which user is coming from which login mechanism. So that's something that's also been added in this release. Last couple of quick things. One is on the EPSS score-based reports. We've added 2 reports. One for pending and remediated reports, so that these are the pending items to work on. So that's a report that are there. And likewise, the ones that are already remediated, that's a list of all the ones that are remediated as per their EPSS scores. So again, this is been added to in this latest release. I want to quickly switch gears at this point and take everyone through the beta version update. So on the beta version update, we have one is how do you migrate companies to the secure next generation. And I'm going to quickly play a video here, and you should be able to see how that's being done. So if I go start this video, what you'll really see here is that right now we're just showing you a current system which has got a bunch of probes and what are the discovery setting, the Active Directory credentials which are configured, master credentials that are configured on this particular the current version. And then you'll also see that when you all the settings that are there, for example, the insecure ports, the external, the agent depreciation days, all these settings that are there over here, and including all the integrations also looking like, for example, the SCS emails that we use for sending alerts and so on, or likewise any other integration like a ConnectWise, I believe is ConnectWise integration along with the company mappings. All of those pieces are already configured in the current version. Now what you'll see, there is this new button here, and I'm going to pause here for a quick second. So there's a new button that's come out here on the top right. And here is where you see the new migration link. So when you come here, you'll see a list of all the companies. And right now, if you notice, it shows a couple of companies are already completed. And we have created a fictitious company called Walmart. And you'll see that you selected Walmart and you hit on migrate. On the top right, again, you will see a notification which says that it's been initiated. So the good thing is all migrations are company by company. So you don't have to switch all your companies over. So you can kind of do it one at a time. And now you'll see that you go to the new version, you'll see Walmart appear there as one of the companies that are already available for migration. And you'll see pretty much the same settings, discovery settings, the credentials that we saw earlier. All of those pieces like your discovery settings, your master credentials, all those details are being carried from the old version to the current, the new version, the version 4. The map credentials, you'll be able to see as the video goes further. Also, all the, if you look at the integrations, you look at the CES integrations, you'll see that the company for that. Walmart is showing there if you look at that. And likewise, you see the ConnectWise integration tab. Again, you should see all the details. And again, the details of Walmart now showing up there as one of the new integrations that have been added here. So the good news is migration is tested, works pretty seamlessly. And for most people here, you should see it light up in post-Thanksgiving. So over this weekend, you should see the migration button showing up in instance, and you'll be able to migrate from the from your current version to the new version. Now, this is obviously a huge change, right? The UI is completely different. There are a lot of new capabilities in the product. So our documentation, our videos are all catching up. So hopefully over the next 3, 4, 5 days, we'll be ready with all of that, so that you'll see my colleague Ryan is working on some of those pieces here, and hopefully we'll have all of that also uploaded in time for that. So that's a goal that immediately after Thanksgiving weekend, you should be able to see the migrate button on your particular on when you log into your instance. So that's on migration. Any questions so far? I'm just saying, what about external scans and V4? Dennis, great question. In fact, I'm just coming to that. And Matt, yeah, so to confirm, Matt has a question that legacy companies migrated to V4 will still use the same agent name, service name, etc. Swami, I just want to double check that that is indeed true. Can you speak to that, please?
Yeah, it will be the same name, sir.
Okay, so Matt, happy to confirm that all the when you migrate over from the old version to the new version, all the names of the agent services will all be the same. So in that sense, there is no, the migration is fairly smooth. External scans in V4, Dennis, great point. We have a huge, change there. So if you look at external scans, in our current version, external assets are treated separately. Whereas in the new version, we have, it's all going to be, external assets gets the same first class kind of a treatment as the regular assets. So they just show up under the assets menu. If you look at the asset menu here, they just show up under the asset menu here. And if you look at here, the external assets are here. And like you have even today, you'll have the same, profile configuration, jobs and results kind of a model. So you can come here, add a custom profile. And subsequently you can add a configuration as to what are the static IP or dynamic range, all those kind of things you can specify in the configuration, and then you'll see that in the jobs, and finally in the results section you'll see all the results of that scan. So really what we have done, this is again a view of how that looks like. I have a short video. I can quickly take you through that video on external scans, since Dennis, you also had a question. So yeah, so this is how the external scan looks like in the new version. Like I said, you click on assets and go to external assets. You'll see the profiles, again, the quick scan, detailed scan, deep scan. You can create a profile for that. And you'll see the details of that particular profile, that what are the protocols, you want to go PCN, Xmas scan and so on. So you can select all that, and that would be a profile that you save. SSL, PHP versions, all those kind of things can be selected. And then once this you save the settings here, that gets added as a new custom profile. And then you can go into the configurations where you can add details of add configuration on the top right, and then you can add details of all the endpoints that you'd like to scan. Like I said, which is the corresponding scan profile to associate with that. What do you want to include from scanning, and this is a external scan configuration that gets added. You can also choose to say scan now, and you'll see the results in the jobs it will be running, and then in the results you'll actually see details of that particular scan that we just ran. And when you click on that particular IP address, you'll see details of all the different, is there a remote vulnerability or an SSL vulnerability, or all those details can be seen here. And the TLS data, you can see the details of all the ciphers. All those pieces can be seen when you look at the new external scan. Like I said, in the version 3, external assets get equal treatment like a regular asset. So you'll be able to see them under the asset menu, and all the details of the externals can be seen there. So that's like a quick overview of the version 3 external scan. Dennis, hopefully that answers your question. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, because I think in terms of what we wanted to share, it's that's out there now. Quickly take any questions that people may have then at this point. So let me go to chat, and all right. So we'll okay. So Steve, you have a question saying where the migrate button is popping up, and Swami has already answered that. It's going to be on the top right. It's going to be a small icon. On the, when you hover over it, it will say migrate, so you'll know that. Shansen, to confirm, do all agents and probe get updated to v4? Yes, sir, it does. Ryan, thanks for answering that question. Steve has a question saying, I'm probably confused. My instance is currently v2. I thought the new one was v3. What's v4? So yeah, actually, Steve, the v3 is what is now we are calling the v4, because there was an interim release that we had with certain updates, which was called v3. So just to kind of eliminate any confusion there, we are moving the name to v4. Moving on, Peter has a question: can the external scan generate a PDF report, preferably with executive summary? Yes, it can. In the last week session, Shiva showed the new reporting capability, which has got the dashboards and reporting. And so to Peter, your question, you can, and that simply has to be saved as a PDF. That's all. Chris, just to double confirm, when migrating clients who have whitelisted the agent in their malware protection, don't have to do anything new. Ryan has answered that question. So it's, I think, Swami, unless there is any change, that there is nothing additionally that has to be done for whitelisting from like CrowdStrike or something. That's, I think, where Chris is coming from. Okay, Dennis, when can we see the external scan? It's like I said, Dennis, this is in testing this week. And hopefully, when you start next week after Thanksgiving, you should see the migrate button, and some of these features will light up then. Okay. Yeah. So Sean, same. Will be v4 will be out next week, at least to some of you. So you'll start seeing that, and you can choose to migrate your customers one by one. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing kind of an update. You can choose to move one customer over, make sure they're comfortable, how to use the new UI, UX, and so on, and then you can migrate everybody over after that. So that's hopefully Sean's question. Dennis, it seems that in v4, AD scans only work with LDAP authentication and not SMB auth. Also, lightweight agents installed on domain controllers do not seem to publish accurate data. The problem with LDAP is that it requires enabling the certificate services role. Many of our clients aren't enabled this. Dennis, so the lightweight agent on a domain controller does work. I've seen it in a few instances. I don't know what exact issue that they're facing. Perhaps after this call, we can reach out to you and see if there is anything specific that has some configuration or some setting. But Swami, do you want to kind of quickly chime in here and help me with this on the AD scan? That's Dennis's question, which says that the LDAP authentication and not SMB auth.
That's correct, sir. So we'll check with after this call. Dennis will connect with you after this call, Dennis.
Okay, so Dennis, short answer, we'll connect with you immediately after this call and see if there is anything that's specific that we can do to help configure that piece. Matt, a follow-up on my migration question. If we create a net new client in the V4 console, will it be running off a different agent name, service name than our V3 migrated customers?
So it will be like Connect Secure agent, and we are keeping same close to Cyber CNS agent only. It is once this is go live, it'll be like we can able to tell you which name it is properly.
Okay, so hopefully, Matt, that answered your question. Yeah, Chris, we already had you can send a mail to support and we'll get you early access. And for everyone who has requested early access, like I said, after Thanksgiving, you should see that light up and the migrate feature should also work it. Application baselines in V4, Swami, is that also migrated over?
Application baseline, we are just updating few changes. So this also will be ready for that Thanksgiving weekend to move from V3 to V4.
Okay, awesome. So on the Thanksgiving weekend, we will continue to get things out of QA and push it to production. So hopefully the application baseline scan will also get migrated over in that time frame. And I think the last question I have so far is going to be on the migration for on-prem. So the on-prem, Swami, when is the time frame for on-prem?
On-prem currently I have to check with Shiva. So it is both are same actually. So we just need to push that to the V2 on-prem machine to have that as a pod-based architecture. So I don't think it will be a problem. So we can do with the same thing. If we have any issues, so we need to just postpone a couple of weeks to get that on-prem support is done.
Okay, so Mark, I think the on-prem should be also out by, I was just in parallel chatting with Shiva. So I think we should have it by towards the 10th of December-ish. We should be able to release that and make sure that everyone has gets upgraded to the new version, whoever is running the on-prem version. So it'll be a script that we'll share, which you can run, and it'll automatically update that. Like to Swami's point, that the underlying architecture being a pod-based architecture now, it'll make those changes to the virtual machine, and it'll add that feature. But that's going to be around 10th of December. But very much on track, and it's going to be in terms of features on par with in the cloud version. Yes, Chris, we'll have access to these all the items that we just saw right now. All those will also pop up in the beta, so you should see that there. And like I said, some of it is in QA and test now, and it will be rolled out over the next 1 or 2 days. It'll start getting pushed out to production. Peter has a question: has Connect Secure added the ability to email scanned reports? So we always had this feature. I'm not sure, Peter, I quite understand that correctly, because even in our current product, you can get notifications whenever your report is ready. Is that what you're, you can get an email notification saying that your report is ready. Is that what you're saying? Oh, the actual report email. Not sure if that is there. Again, Swami, do you know it? Do we actually attach the report, or we just give a notification saying the report is ready?
Right now, because that is in the testing stage, so I can directly send you a mail once that is done, Peter. Can you please send a mail to support@connectsecure cybercns.com?
Okay. So, Peter, I think that's something that we can look at. Also, I think the concern was if there is a very large report, then we don't want to send large reports to choke people's inboxes. So, and that's the reason we initially went with just sending a notification saying the report is ready. But yeah, we can certainly look at that, and Swami will send you a direct update once that is ready there. Dennis, can you convert a probe agent to a lightweight agent?
You can remove that credentials and other configurations, so it'll automatically acting as a lightweight agent, Dennis.
Okay, so Dennis, the answer is yes, it can. You go remove the configurations for the probe, and then just under the option to make it a lightweight, and it will start behaving like a lightweight agent. That's what I thought I heard Swami say. So yeah, that's possible. Dennis has another further question. Swami, can you just look at that also, saying that there are two such test sites. The agents installed on the domain controller are probes. Maybe a lightweight agent will return AD data, but not a probe. Swami,
probe, Dennis, I hope you added that credentials and everything for that machine, right? Or you installed in that DC machine itself? Okay. Yeah, Dennis, we'll have a call after this partner call. So we'll go over all the issues and then we'll help you get this fixed.
Hey, any other questions? Today, like I said, Shiva's not available, and we thought we'll quickly just make sure that we, rather than missing the call, we'll actually just go over the key items. And like I said, we have updates on the external scan. We have updates on the new migration capability, besides a couple of other smaller items like the ability to get alerts and so on whenever asset changes its grade. And likewise, when a new user is added, you get an email from that particular person, so that it's white labeled and it goes from that company. So that was the kind of quick details that we wanted to share. So yeah, so there is if there is no other question, maybe I'll just give it a quick minute to see if there's any questions, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, so John has questioned that you already started moving some agents from V2 to V4. How do you migrate the remaining?
So you will get all the companies listed in that pop-up. So you can choose the company which you want to migrate from V2 to V4. So once you are migrated the existing company and make sure that all the data is available in V4. So you can just select all and you can just click a button, migrate button, and migrate all the companies from V2 to V4. The control is with you. So whenever you are ready and whenever you are okay with that, so you can just select the companies and you can migrate from V2 to V4.
Okay, and there's a next question is the process of converting on-prem. So we went through it quickly, but yeah, around the 10th of next month, we will be able to give you a script which will, if you attend the call last week, Shiva explained the new pod architecture and so on. So so we'll have for all the people running the on-prem version, there will be a script which will make some underlying architectural changes so that the on-prem versions also get the benefit of performance and so on. So that is something which around the 10th of next month, before the 10th of next month, we will be in a position to release a script which will help reconfigure some of your underlying virtual machine changes, and then it will pop up the same migration button, and from there on, everything else will be the same. And in terms of experience and features, you'll find them on par, because in this architecture that Shiva and the team have come up with, the development track for both is the same. It's only the deployment option which is slightly different. So you'll get pretty much the advantages of the new architecture for the on-prem version also. All right, and Vijesh has a question: does the new agent undergo an automatic restart as before? I think yes, that it would, one restart may be required. Swami, do you want to add to that? I think Swami is on mute, but yeah, Vijesh, to your point, yes, it will need one.
It will restart automatically when it converts.
Okay. All right, so there seems to be no other questions. So with that, we will close. Thank you everyone for, as always, your support, your co-op. You keep us pushing us, and hopefully that's what is keeping us innovating also. On behalf of Connect Secure, I'd like to wish everyone a great and happy Thanksgiving. Spend quality time with family. So we will again meet next week. So thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.